Hello, hello, hello. Long time no see. But guess what? Every time we circle back around, it is nothing short but of another great conversation. So with that being said, I am your lovely host, Helen Bohanna, with She Knows Her Sports. And today we have another great conversation lined up for you today. She is none other than the beautiful and talented Miss Angelina Marazzi. She is the shooting guard for one of the WABA's newest teams, the New England Trailblazers. But we'll get to her in just a moment once she tunes in. But let me go ahead and get into this rundown and give everybody the scoop. The WABA is a professional women's basketball team that extends their platform for female basketball players worldwide, post-college, or at least 18 years of age with the talent to be able to live out their dream and signing a contract for going overseas to play basketball, or actually signing a contract to go play with the the WNBA, excuse me. Sorry about that. So with that being said, they are better known as the League of Opportunity. But guess what? Not only for just female basketball players, if you are an aspiring head coach, if you are an aspiring assistant coach, if you want to own a team, if you have a small business in one of the cities that host a team, if you have your own sports brand, if you have a media outlet, if you are a college student, listen to me. Take my advice. Follow them here on Instagram at Women's ABA, or log on to www.womensaba.com and reach out. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. This is like the best opportunity there is out here if you want to be a professional in sports. They are made up of 40 teams, but I do believe for this season, only 30 is playing. But they also have a team out there in Tijuana, Mexico. The season began in July. We are almost in playoff time. Actually, there has been quite a few teams that has already clinched the playoffs. So please, if you want to keep up on a WABA game, download the MyZingo TV app on your phone or your computer or your tablet. Zingo is ZINGO, like bingo, but with a Z. So MyZingo TV app, and you can catch every WABA live game. These women are so talented. Like, you would just love it. Other than that, I see our guest has tuned in, so let me request her to come so we can get this conversation. Hi!
Hello, how are you?
I am good. How are you doing?
Very good.
Good. I'm glad to hear. Especially what's going on in this world today. I'm glad to hear you are doing good. So with that being said, go ahead and introduce yourself.
So as you mentioned before, I'm Angelina. I play for the New England Trailblazers. I graduated from Fitchburg State, and then I ended up going over to the UK to play overseas. And unfortunately, with COVID and everything that happened, games were canceled. But I ended up staying out there. We just practiced a lot, just got a lot of stuff in overseas with the teammates. And now I came home, played for the WABA league, which was awesome because I could stay longer here before starting my season overseas. So I'm actually going the end of September because our games start October. So that's pretty much me on the basketball side.
Yes. So how long have you been playing basketball?
I actually started in 9th grade. I wish I started a lot earlier, but I started when I was a freshman in high school, and I didn't really get any training until probably when I went to prep school and I repeated my junior year. And then I played AAU probably only 2 summers.
Okay. Well, I mean, look at you now. I mean, it all paid off.
Right.
So before your interview, as me and you previously spoke, you mentioned that you are a D3 player, and just because being in a Division 3 college, that doesn't mean there's still not opportunity out there. And that's great that you said that. Can you elaborate a little bit on it, like your transition into being able to go over and play in the UK from college?
Yeah, so I actually played in the NE10 my freshman year, and then I ended up transferring D3. But I think it's just the understanding that it doesn't really matter what level you're at. If you have the dedication, the hard work, and the passion for it, you can essentially, it sounds cliche, but do all you want, and you have to get the right people that surround you. So it doesn't matter like what division you're coming from. It definitely can be harder. Like trying to find somewhere to go play overseas D3 versus D1. It's definitely, you have that stigma of D3 and the levels that go with it. But I think it's
Mhm.
important just to honestly work hard and to see what options you get and find the right trainers, the right people to believe in you. It definitely was a tough process, but I'm glad I made it to where I am. And the WABA league is super awesome to be able to continue playing when I come home, because it keeps that level of gameplay in your back pocket, really. So when I go back overseas now, there's no gap that I'm missing for
Mhm.
like the game situation.
Yes, that's the advice right there. I hope everyone listen, and for those who will be tuning in after the interview is over. I mean, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. I meant to ask you that question. So speaking of the WABA and the New England Trailblazers, how did you come across that opportunity to play for them?
So actually, an old teammate ended up just messaging me when I was overseas, and they're like, "Oh, you gotta try to play for this team. I think it would be super awesome for you." And I ended up messaging the owner of the New England Trailblazers, and he had me some film and stuff like that. And then I came over here, just got right into the practices twice a week in the games. The coaches are awesome. The players are awesome. It's really refreshing to be in an environment where everyone is kind of on the same page basketball wise. Everyone wants to
Mhm.
be there. Everyone wants to get better. We all kind of have the same goal, because sometimes at the college level it's not necessarily that across the board. So I
Mhm.
think it was super great because the people are awesome. Like I've met honestly some really good friends, and the coaches are awesome as well. So I thought it was a great opportunity to have during the summer.
Yes, good. Like, there's nothing like a great team environment because, it's almost like you become family.
Right.
without a great environment, you won't be able to, everyone won't be able to be on the same page, especially going out on the court, which is important, you know.
Hmm.
But
I think at
that's right
this
there.
age as well for our team, you just being older, and like I said, we have the same mindset. But I I mean, we'll sit at a team dinner, and it kind of amazes us all how much team chemistry we already have just within 2.5 months. Like the
Wow.
group of women playing on the New England Trailblazers, like we just really clicked. Like I think it took us probably like a 2 full week of like having everyone at the practice, and we're like the chemistry was there. And I told one of my teammates the other day, I said, I mean, you play 4 years in college and you barely scratch the surface of your junior year sometimes with the team chemistry. So it's a great group of people for sure.
Oh, wow. I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear. So, like, with your position as a shooting guard, what do you feel that you bring to the team?
um I'm definitely a good teammate and have that energy. Like I try to always have the focus energy, but like just get everyone to laugh, just have that calm aspect, because it doesn't matter if you're beating a team by 60 or losing, there's still that element of pressure. But
Mm-hmm.
as the shooting guard, I try to essentially knock down shots, and the hype from my teammates that come along with it, and pointing whoever passed me the ball for the assist is certainly something I love. But definitely knocking down shots, threes for sure. Um, that's what I do. That's what I can do.
Okay, okay. So, uh, getting to know you a little more as a player, what is a must-have in Angelina's gym bag? What can you not forget in that bag?
A must-have. So I have this wallet that I keep a picture of my dad in. It's like a little, one of those small photos. So a
Oh,
must-have for me is that, and then definitely my beats for sure.
oh yeah. Okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, what like how do you mentally prepare? Like what does your preparation look like before the game on game day?
So I think for me, it's actually just the week leading up to it. Like, how many workouts am I going to get in with my trainers? How many times am I going to lift? When am I going to run? So it's like the buildup of it, really, for me. I know I have a game day on Saturday or Sunday, but it's okay, I need to make sure I'm getting some training in with the coach Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and especially Friday. I treat that as like a shooting day, just get tons of shots up. And I'm lucky to have a trainer that allows me to, get a training session in 3 times a week. But essentially it's the warm up of Monday through Friday for me that gets me prepared for the game. And then just mentally, in the morning on Sunday, having, the simplicity of a good breakfast and just locking in like today's game day, but also just treating it something that's super fun to me because in my life it's a hobby. So kind of taking off that extra pressure actually helps me prepare more.
Okay, okay. So do you have a turn up song? What's your favorite song? What song gets you hyped? You just hear it and your
Yeah.
adrenaline.
So um I love Meek Mill, but definitely Blue Notes or Traumatized by Meek Mill.
Okay.
I have my whole playlist of Meek Mill pretty much before the game.
Okay. Shout out to Meek. Hopefully hopefully he sees this. So shout out to him. Now let's talk about this record and these numbers that you ladies put up. Like, I mean, everyone on this team must be sharpshooters and have good D because you're undefeated. And
Mhm.
for the past few games, I see you all put up triple numbers. So what do you have to say about that? Like, considering that you all are basically a rookie team, you are one of the WABA's
Mhm.
newest teams, and you all just showing out like you are. Like, what do you have to say? Like, how does that feel?
I think, yeah, it's certainly awesome, especially when I was in college. We didn't have the best of records, so it's actually really awesome to be undefeated. But it goes back to what I said before, like it's it may sound ridiculous, but I probably think like 65-75 of the points come from us just having that chemistry, and like we'll throw the extra pass like 1, 2, 3, 4 times and it's just
Mhm.
knockdown shot, and then that next person who threw the extra pass the last possession gets it back in their hand. And I think a lot of it comes from chemistry, but we also are super locked in when we have our practices, and I just think it's the good vibes that are really in the gym, honestly, because there's no like pressure from each one of us to do X, Y, and Z. We kind of just play, take care of each other on and off the floor, which is super important. Check in with each other, because then that leads to, having that more relaxed and calm game environment while still being locked in.
Oh yeah, and it shows. It shows because, like, looking at the final scores, and the recaps, and it's just amazing to see what you all have done as a rookie team. So that's definitely a great look. Um, Knowing that you were coming into a team in the first year in the league, did you feel any type of pressure, like being a rookie team in this league?
Um, I don't know if it would necessarily feel like pressure. I think it was kind of just, how is this going to go feeling? Like, how does this work? How is it going to go? But I think what was important is the owners of the team and the coaches, they kind of just said, we're on the same page as you guys. If you guys need anything, ask us. But it's a new team. We'll work through it. Next year will be better. But I think it's just, across the board, we weren't exactly sure how it works, but we kept the communication throughout the time, so it helps out a lot.
Now that showcases good leadership. That you just explained the type of leadership that you all are under, and like you said, communication is key, and
Right.
everybody's on the same page, and they just keep you all inspired and motivated, and like they said, next year will be better, but let's just go ahead and coast through this year. And and
Right.
this year, it's a lesson. You broke the ice. This is your first year in, and now look at you. Like, look at what you ladies are doing. So
Right.
I can only imagine like the years to come. So yeah, that shout out to the New England Trailblazers leadership team, because it's showing, and it's showing well. You're representing the league very well. Now that you see what your team is capable of, what is your mindset now going into the upcoming games? Because now you ladies clinched a playoff
Right.
spot. So, like, what is your
So,
mindset now? You see what you did during the regular season. Now this is the playoffs, so it's time to turn it up a notch. So,
right.
what's your
I
mindset?
think it's essentially what you just said. It's like turning it up a notch. But I mean, every way that I approach a game, as well as my teammates, I believe they do, is, treating every team like the best team. It doesn't matter if we played them before, if we beat them by 60, and we just have to know that going into playoffs, the reason why it's playoffs is because it's going to be harder. So it's that extra lock in, it's that extra support of the teammates and coaches, and, even more locked in practice, and kind of just zoning in on the things we need to work on. So small things like, okay, how are we going to fix our press? Or how can we get a better shot here instead of just a good shot? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think and then it goes back to just being on the same page. So if we're like, you know what, our press needs to be 10 times harder, and we need to be able to get trap faster, well, then I think 1 through 10, we're pretty good. If one person says it, we kind of like all lock in and appreciate what everyone's saying. So just having the mindset that the reason why it's playoffs is, we have to go a little bit harder, and not essentially let other teams take advantage of our mistakes when we have them. Like, keep our mistakes limited. They're going to happen. It's basketball, of course, but learning
Mm-hmm.
how to have mistakes, or if another team goes on a run, how are we going to handle that?
Exactly. I know it may be a little too early, but sometimes it's still good to speak things into existence. Um, do you think that you have a chance at becoming the WABA champions, or you taking it one game at a time?
I think we definitely do have the chance, and we actually, after practice one day, we talked about our goals, and that was one of our goals. But I think what makes us also a good team as well is, that was one of our goals. We want to get to the highest of the highest, but we
Mm-hmm.
said, let's take it one day at a time. Let's take it one practice at a time. How can we
Yeah.
get better each game, each practice? So it's kind of having both, essentially, that how can we use both to get to that end goal?
Okay. Okay. Now, in your words, tell us what it means to represent a league such as the WABA, because basically this is one of the top leagues for a female basketball player, other than the WNBA and overseas, of course, because this league have 40 teams within, like, what, a 4-year span. So that's great. So, like, how does it feel to like represent, like, being a player in this league?
I think, like I said, it's awesome to be able to have this when I come home, because anyone that has dreams and aspirations of going overseas, it's tough. You go over there because you have the passion for basketball and you love it, but at the end of the day, you're not just getting on a plane an hour away. Like, you're going where everything is different. It's tough. You're doing it because you have the love for basketball, And I think it's awesome that we're able to finally get a women's league here in America. And like I said, it helps a lot of overseas players as well, because we could push our contracts back a little bit more because we're playing, we're practicing, so we're able to appreciate our families more. But like I said, it's really awesome to be a part of this league, and especially the Trailblazers. Like I said, I met some really good people, and I hope to, come back from overseas and keep being a part of this program, because it's something I enjoy and made my summer like great, really. And I, tell everyone about it. My family loves it. My teammates overseas, like, they watch it online. It's just awesome to represent a league, but also have something like this for the women's side. Like, I love to see the women's side grow more and more and have more opportunity at the end of it.
Exactly. And speaking of, the state of women's basketball, well, women in sports overall, we have been breaking, like shattering glass ceilings. We have been tearing down these walls. We're here to stay. Women in sports now are now coaches, team owners, league owners, referees, sitting in the front office. From a player's perspective, give us your opinion on why it is very important, and it should not be that hard to give a female athlete her respect.
Right. It's definitely hard, like going through college and stuff. The simplest things kind of, would bother me, in the sense of when the men's would have a basketball game. It doesn't matter who they're playing, if they're going to win or lose, the stands were full, right? So then you have a women's game. You have a women's game who put the same dedication, the same time, revolve their life around basketball. And it's like, oh no, I'm not going to it. It's a women's game. And sometimes that stuff can be super frustrating. But I think, like you said, the women's sports and kind of like the sisterhood of it, I feel like there's a lot of people that are coming together that are creating a platform that for the younger generation that, maybe I didn't experience or you didn't experience, having like the WABA, having pickup times that they can go play in the summer, and trainings and stuff like that. It's just aspiring to be able to watch it grow, but also be a part of the growing aspect. So, 20 years down the line, I could look at the WABA and there'd be like 150 teams, and I'll be like, wow, like, I was lucky I was a part of that once.
Exactly.
And that, you had the platform. And it's just aspiring, especially for Trailblazers. We're adult women on this team, and my teammates inspire me, honestly. The ages, we're out of college, but the ages still range a little bit, and it's super inspiring to see what they're doing in their life, how they continue to play basketball, if they're still going to school, just working a full-time job alone, and then looking at our coaches and our owners that they have the female side to it. And it's, you don't notice it every day, but sometimes, when you walk away from it, you're like, wow, that's pretty cool that, we have female staff, female owner to the club. They care about female sports. They care about female athletes and the sisterhood that, we can create together. And like I said, it would be awesome to keep watching things grow as I get older and as people get older.
Yes. So tell our viewers why they should support the WABA.
So for our viewers, I think you should support it because, like I said, I'm super fortunate to be a part of this program, but it's the little things like having practice and, working all day and going to practice and just having a light in the gym and be able to play and still have fun as I get older. You just don't have to graduate college and stop. You can find other opportunities and avenues to keep playing the sports you love with great people who want to be there as well. So I think, support the WABA because it may seem like just a league, but it affects a lot of individuals in a lot of different ways. It can just, make their day by being a part of a team 1 year, but it goes a long way to be able to have that little support. Like, what, I'll buy the, Zingo TV membership and I'll support, my teammate who I went to college with, see what he's up to. And the support that we get at our home games is unreal. Like, I don't of course, I don't know anyone, but I feel like after playing, I look across the stands and I'm like, they came to support us. They came to support female athletes on both sides. Like, they came to support our team, but they're also here supporting other female athletes. And that's just
Mm.
super important to, like, kind of, it's just to feel the love, really. You don't have to know that individual, but you just feel the love that the support is there.
Yes, yes. I felt that when as you were saying it, I really did. Of course, this is leading on up to playoff time, championship time. Next year, when next year come around, of course, the league is going to grow rapidly. But what
Right.
advice would you give to a young lady who is looking to embark on her opportunity to play in this league? Because I'm pretty sure, like, looking at the league now and what's going on, I'm pretty sure there are plenty of ladies who are sitting back,
Yeah.
they're preparing, and they are waiting their turn. And they cannot wait until 2022 get here. So what advice would you give to the next young lady looking to play on one of these 40 teams?
I think the advice I could give is just kind of realizing your passion and love for it. If your passion is love and drive is there to essentially make the team or even go to the tryout, um, it goes back to what we said about how do you feel about your team? You know, could they win the championship? And I think it's, you know what, if you want to have that overall goal of playing for the WABA and then go play overseas, okay, make that your main goal. And how are we gonna get there? So how are we gonna get there is let me take it day by day. Let me make sure I'm training and doing my job, making sure that, you know, I'm keeping my body healthy, my mind healthy to get there. Because at the end of the day, there's thousands of basketball players, but you need to learn how can I separate myself? How can I separate myself being a shooting guard? Okay, there's 1,000 shooting guards that can knock down shots, right? But how do
Yep.
I separate myself as a player, you know, to be able to be fortunate enough to be on the WABA? So it's kind of just learning yourself more, finding the passion. Is it really there in your overall dreams, and how am I going to get to that? So day by day type deal. But that's the advice I could give.
There you go, and that's great advice. The WABA have a slogan that they go by. It's only 3 words, but it's so simple. And it's to the point. It's our time. So when you hear those 3 words, it's our time. What is your meaning of it?
So when I saw that, to me, it sounds funny, but it's like it's about time. That's how I felt. Like it's
Okay.
about time that female athletes got the opportunity to be able to have this league grow over and over again. It's my time that I'm able to kind of like rock out on the court and have people appreciate me for my athletic ability because I put all this work in as well. Just because I may not be able to dunk doesn't mean that I don't put in the work. I don't do X, Y, and Z to get there. So when I hear it's my time, I kind of feel like it's about time that we got this platform for female athletes.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Now, this is one of my favorite questions of all interviews. It's friendly competition. It's all fun, but now that you are in the league now, you done got a taste of it. You're on an undefeated team. You're about to go overseas yourself, but until that time comes, um, who you calling out? What team you would like to call out? Like, is
I
that
don't
team?
know. Honestly, I would call out my own team to lock in and like get to this championship.
You know what? This is the first time somebody called out their own team. So
Yeah, I'm calling out my own team, all those players and coaches. I believe in them, but I'm going to call them out to lock in even more for this championship.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. So, what does the future look like for Angelina Marazzi?
So my future goals and what I hope it would look like. I would love to play, I would love to play in 2 to 3 other countries overseas and, of course, continue to play for the WABA. But we all know how hard the contract world is. So I think that's my goal. But like I said, take it one day at a time. But after that, I want to essentially, long story short, combine my human service degree
Yes.
with that aspect. Like I want to have both of those. Like that would be my world if I could combine my love for basketball and my love for, being able to help and do all I can for others.
You know what? And that's possible. That is really possible. And actually, you're helping others right now because of your basketball career. Trust me, there's some people out there looking at you and they're like, "Wow, she's amazing." So, you're helping them right now. So you're not only are you putting your degree to use, you're actually putting your heart and you're putting your character. So you're definitely doing a great job, especially from what I even see getting from this interview. You're doing an amazing job. How can someone follow your journey?
Um, well, of course, social media and stuff, but I mean, I'm the type of person where my phone's always open to anyone and everyone that needs help, advice, or just needs a friendly conversation. But I think following my journey for me is showing that support that you may not even realize. So actually, through the Trailblazers, someone I actually resonate with, she just left for Belgium the other day, and I told her, I said, I really appreciate all that you've done, and you don't even realize, like mentally and physically, it's the simple things like having someone over for dinner or just checking in and being like, hey, how's it going today? How you feel for basketball? Is your body okay? And then I think it's that challenging aspect of someone. So I love the support on the sidelines, but I like to be challenged. That shows that you care and your support. So if I'm not doing good enough somewhere or you think I could do better, then challenge me. How can I make this pass better? Or how can I be better when I walk out the door? How can I make someone smile or make their day? Like that shows you care and you show that you're watching my ins and outs. So I feel like that's how you could support my journey.
Okay, and what is your social media handle here on Instagram?
It is Angelina underscore Marazzi.
Okay. And then also, she is part of the New England Trailblazers. So please follow the New England Trailblazers here on Instagram at New England Trailblazers, and also follow the WABA at Women's ABA here on Instagram, because you will see Miss Marazzi featured on both pages. So again, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. I loved all your advice. You have a genuine spirit. Keep up the good work. I'm looking forward to seeing what your future holds. Even though this was your first interview, it will definitely not be your last. My platform is always open, whether you're in New England or overseas. My platform is always, always open. So before we go, I always like to ask my guests to close us out with a positive word. It can be one word, it can be a statement, it can be a quote, whatever it is that you would like to close us out with, so we can take it for the rest of the day, then we'll definitely greatly appreciate it.
Well, first I want to say thank you to you in this platform, because you're also giving platforms to female athletes just by the Instagram handle she knows for sports. I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome that you do this for a bunch of players. I do thank you for that. And then I came across something the other day that for basketball especially, but also in my day-to-day life, it's a quote of, it's not about you, it's about us. And I think you can apply that everywhere in life. So I'll leave that as the last quote.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. And again, I just wish you the best of luck and blessings and everything that you have coming up. When you can, just please keep us updated, by posting on your social media, because I would definitely love to keep up with your journey overseas.
Of course. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this interview and supporting my journey. Thank you again.
You are so welcome, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, everyone. There you have it. That was Miss Angelina Marazzi herself. She is the shooting guard of the WABA's newest team, the New England Trailblazers. She is on her way overseas by the end of this month, so please keep up with that journey, again, by following Women's ABA here on Instagram or following the New England Trailblazers. Again, the Women's ABA is a league of opportunity, but not only for female basketball players, for aspiring team owners, small business owners, college students, media outlets, or for those who have their own athletic sportswear. Please reach out to them by logging on to www.womensaba.com. Follow them here on Instagram at Women's ABA. Follow me here on Instagram at She Knows Her Sports. Like my page on Facebook at She Knows Her Sports with Helen Bohanna. If you would like to keep up with any WABA regular season games going off into the playoffs and the championships, please download my Zingo TV app on your phone, your tablet, your laptop, your desktop, whatever. You can catch all games. You can catch all recaps. If you have a resource in the community and you would like to, give it to the Women's ABA, please reach out to them. They will have your community resources. They will add that on their website. Other than that, thank you for tuning in. I know sometimes it takes a little minute for us to come back around with another conversation, but again, every time we do, it's always another great one. But until next time, stay blessed, stay prayed up, and keep supporting. Have a great one.